Okay, to start out, if you could give us your name.
Giuliano Feliciano.
Okay. And can you tell us, in your own words, a little bit about your experience as an LGBT student in the school system?
Well, I was homeschooled for most of my life. I went to McKinley for my senior year, so I only got 1 year of public school. So I kind of decided to skip past all the shyness and awkwardness of when you first start school and whatever, because I figured I only had 1 year to make an impression in high school when most people have 4. So I kind of just decided to just start off with just being myself, and I was at the point where I was comfortable enough with my sexuality where I figured, if people had a problem with it, that was their problem, So I thought, I'd give it a try and just be open about it. And actually, it was mostly positive, actually. McKinley kind of has a bad reputation, I think. But everyone's actually really nice there when I was there. I had a very pleasant high school experience. I actually wish I had gotten more than 1 year there because I had a lot of friends and a lot of supporters. There were, of course, a couple of the haters, but I mean, everyone has those no matter who you are or, what you're like. Everyone has haters for one reason or another. Nothing too bad, though. It was actually pretty good for the most part.
Okay, if you're willing to elaborate some of the struggles that you did go through.
Well, some of the hard things were, when I first started going, what was really funny is I actually got asked out my very first day of school, which was really funny, because, see, my parents are really anti-gay, and so, my mom's big thing was, when she told me that she was going to let me go to public school finally, she was like, but you better not be trying to get a boyfriend or whatever. I was like, Mom, come on, I'm going to be the new kid. No one's even going to, be interested in me. And someone asked me out my first day of school, so it was really funny. But, yeah, I didn't know how, I didn't know if they were going to be, I didn't know how accepting they were going to be at the school when I first started going. And the guy that asked me out the first day, I did start going out with him after a while. Of course, not the very first day. I didn't accept because I didn't even know him yet, but we did start going out, and he was convinced that the school was anti-gay and that we couldn't, do any of the normal things that straight couples could do, even just something as simple as holding hands or whatever. He was scared we would get in trouble, and so that was really hard because, I always wanted to have a relationship, and, I didn't want to get in trouble, so I just went along with it, but yeah, that was tough because, you could see there would be a straight couple making out in the cafeteria and none of the staff or teachers would say anything, but if I was holding hands with a guy, then we'd get yelled at. I thought that wasn't fair at all, and that was really difficult. But it turns out that actually wasn't the case. He just, for some reason, thought that that's how it was. But, I didn't know, so I thought, But that was hard, though, because, like I said, I always wanted a relationship, and, I wasn't going to be, it's not like I wanted to be one of those people that made out in the cafeteria in front of everyone or anything, but, to not even be able to hold hands with someone, that was really hard.
Okay. Do you feel, or did you experience, I guess would be a better way to put it, any name calling or discrimination from fellow students or peers?
There was a little bit. Nothing that really bothered me though. I just, like, whenever people would call me names or whatever, honestly, I felt bad for them because I figured, it was probably because they were insecure with themselves and they were jealous of how comfortable I was with myself and they wish they could be that comfortable with their self. So, honestly, it didn't really bother me. And it didn't really happen that often. It did occasionally, but, like, nothing ever happened with anyone I was close to, so it didn't bother me because, I didn't even, know them, so it didn't really hurt me. But it was funny one time when I was dating this other kid at school. We would sit in the mornings before homeroom. We had a couple minutes before homeroom when everyone was still getting at school and stuff, and me and my boyfriend would sit and cuddle in the cafeteria, and there was this one straight couple that they were really nasty, and they would always, they'd always be passive aggressive towards us and stuff in the mornings. They'd throw us dirty looks and whatever, and it was really funny though because the one time they finally decided to say something, and the guy just screamed, not screamed, but he was pretty loud, was like fags to us, and my boyfriend threw him a dirty look and then purposely started making out with me in front of him. It was really funny. So yeah, I kind of just had that, it's your problem, and it just didn't really bother me.
Now, as far as your school, do you feel like maybe your school is, I guess you would say, an exception to the rule as far as how LGBT students are treated?
I think so. I don't know. It's everyone's just almost everyone anyways is really accepting. So I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Do you feel that then there could be a huge benefit for a program that would mentor young LGBT students in their sexuality?
Yeah, definitely. I think that would definitely be a good thing. I think it's definitely something that would be good. A lot of people don't they don't know a lot about it if they've just discovered it about themselves, or they're just trying to come to terms with it. It can be really hard. I was one of the only people that was open about it. There were a couple other kids at school that were gay or lesbian or whatever, but they weren't very open about it. So I think a program like that would definitely be good to let them know that it's okay, and it's not as abnormal as some people make it out to be. And I mean, it doesn't define you as a person, despite what some people think. They think, oh, if I come out about it, then everyone's gonna view me differently. And some people would, but it's really not. They shouldn't, because it really doesn't define you as a person. You're still the same person, no matter what your sexuality is. If they know you as a person, then they know that, that's who you are. No matter what your sexuality, you're still going to be the same person.
Okay, and one final question that I've been asking all of the people that I've been interviewing. If there is one thing that you could tell an LGBT student out there, what would it be?
Well, it would depend on how like comfortable they were with their sexuality. If they were uncomfortable with it, I would tell them to stay strong. And I know it's kind of cheesy, but it does get better. It really does. And if you are not out of the closet yet and you're thinking about coming out of the closet, it's definitely something you should do. It's definitely not something you should be scared about, because even though some people could respond negatively to it, you will feel better. Despite what people may make you think, it really will make you feel better. And if they are already comfortable with it, then I would tell them to keep doing their thing and, definitely just keep being yourself, keep being open about it, and it doesn't matter what people say. You should definitely just be yourself because it'll make you happier. And, pleasing other people while being unhappy yourself is not a good thing. It's good to make other people happy, but if you're not happy yourself, then that's not good at all. Then it's just wasted.
Okay, that's it. I thank you for your time.